Psalm 118. Glad you're here today. I think this is one of the most popular psalms that isn't known as popular. And I say that out of Psalm 118 because there are several phrases that we find in the New Testament and a song that is very familiar that I think you probably know. They all came from this psalm. This is the day that the Lord has made. That came from Psalm 118, verse 24. Right before it, there was a psalm that this is the stone that the builders have rejected, and it has become the capstone or the cornerstone. That's in verse 22. And this is the gate of the Lord, and that the righteous can go through it. May not be popular, it's just really meaningful to me. Verse 20. And then two verses that are quoted 4 times in the Gospels, maybe 5. Because Luke uses them twice. Matthew, Mark, and Luke and John all quote verses 25 through 26. It says, "Lord, save us, O Lord. Grant us success. Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. From the house of the Lord we bless you." That is quoted when Jesus comes in riding a donkey into Jerusalem. And that's from Psalm 118. And the last one, not at all least, is really from verse 6. It's quoted in Hebrews 13. It says, I will not be afraid. What can man do to me? Paul has that kind of sentiment in Romans chapter 8. But in Hebrews 13, this verse is quoted, verse 6, from Psalm 118, verbatim. And he's using it, the author is using it as a discussion of what's really important. Not man. We need to be worried about the judge of the universe in the end. Well, Psalm 118 starts out with 4 verses that start with, that says, His love endures forever. It says, "Give thanks to the Lord, for He is good. His love endures forever." Let Israel say, "His love endures forever." Let the house of Aaron say, "His love endures forever." And let those who fear the Lord say, "His love endures forever." This is a call to praise. And this is the way the psalm starts. And then it ends with the same thing in verse 29. "Give thanks to the Lord, for His love endures forever." And then at the end, in the middle of the psalm, it just talks about what the Lord has done, how He has worked with His people. He has been a helper, a refuge. He is a salvation. He brings victory. And it's through the name of the Lord we cut off our enemies. It's giving the Lord honor and giving Him the activity, proclaiming the activity that He has done. Let me just start with, in the beginning, verse 5. "In my anguish, I cried to the Lord, and He answered by setting me free. The Lord is with me. I will not be afraid. What can man do to me? The Lord is with me. He is my helper. I will look to and triumph on my enemies. Better to take refuge in the Lord than trust in man. It is better to take refuge in the Lord than to trust in princes." Yes, it is the Lord in whom we should trust. So Psalm 118 just has an enormous amount of good information for us, used a lot in the New Testament, and it's certainly a powerful theological psalm, as well as important just in the New Testament as a whole. And here's a kicker, I think. All these things going on in this psalm, and many think, tradition has it, that this was one of the psalms that Jesus and His apostles sang at the night of His betrayal. In Mark, at the end of the chapter that's talking about this, they went and sung some hymns. And this would be one of the hymns sung by Jesus and the group. But they go through and just recognize what God has done. He's brought salvation. He's the one that pushed back his enemies. The Lord's right hand is lifted. He does mighty things. Verse 17, I will not die but live. I will proclaim what the Lord has done. The Lord has chastened me severely, but he has not given me over to death. And even again in Hebrews, it talks about God chastens those he loves and opens for me the gates of righteousness, and I will enter and give thanks to the Lord. This particular psalm is really giving thanks to God. It's a thanksgiving psalm. This is the gate of the Lord through which the righteous may enter. I will give you thanks, for you answered me, and you have become my salvation. Verse 20 and 21. The stone that the builders have rejected have become a capstone. The capstone in an arch made of rock. The capstone is right here in the very top. And the capstone has got a V shape to it. And it's in that top arch, and the rest of the stones are like this, and they go that way. And then the capstone in the center, and the other ones are may have a little bit of an arch to it, and that capstone is what keeps that arch together. If that capstone weren't there, that arch would fall apart, and it would be of no value. Well, that's what Jesus is. He's our capstone. Some would say our cornerstone. But he is most important stone of the whole project. And the Lord has done this. And it is marvelous in our eyes. Think of the whole death, burial, and resurrection scene. All the events that came. It's just amazing what God has done for us because of his love for us. For his love endures forever. And then they can sing, this is the day that the Lord has made. The Lord save us, grant us success. Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Mentioned in all 4 of the Psalms. You are my God, and I will give you thanks. This is how it closes. You are my God, and I will exalt you. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good, and his love endures forever. That's Psalm 118. Well, we'll see you next time with the next psalm, breaking down Psalm 119 in several different sections. Have a great day, and God bless.